Hi, this is John from MJG Education. Today we're going to work on the PTE Academic Reading, Multiple Choice, Single Answer. Today's presentation will cover test instructions, test procedure, typical prompt types, things you should know to make you test wise, practice examples, and a conclusionary reminder. This is what the test instructions will look like on the test. It will say read the text and answer the multiple choice question by selecting the correct response. Only one response is correct. They also have this note, the round buttons on the test page indicate this is a single answer question, and these are not to be confused with the square buttons of multiple choice, multiple answer questions. Note too that the 5 reading tasks, multiple choice, single answer, multiple choice, multiple answer, reading, writing, fill in the blanks, and reorder paragraph, they can come in any order on this exam. Test procedure includes read the prompt carefully. You have to be sure of what the prompt is asking. Skim the response options quickly. Those will be on the right side. There'll be 3 to 5 of those. Read the whole text carefully. This is one where the text is only about 110 words, but you're going to have to read all of it because the prompt could ask you for different parts of what's available in that text. So you are to identify main ideas, support and detail, and keywords. Reread the prompt, eliminate incorrect answers. This is very important because usually 2 of the 4 answers, let's say you have 4 or 5 answers, usually 2 can be eliminated immediately because they're completely wrong. So you're down to choosing the correct answer from 3. Choose from the options that are left. If you're still unsure, you're going to have to guess your best answer. We suggest the skills you need here. You have to have knowledge of a topic sentence, basically knowledge of a paragraph. So you have to know what a topic sentence is. A topic sentence equals usually a topic and a controlling idea. That controlling idea will become the main idea. When they ask for the main idea of a paragraph, that's where you're going, that topic sentence. Knowledge of a support sentence supports the controlling idea. That's what a support sentence does. And the detail or the examples, they're usually made up of empirical evidence, quotes from experts in the field, and examples. You're also going to have to know how to make an inference because that's going to be one of the prompt questions they ask you. The prompt types are usually written this way with a colon, and they lead to the list of choices that you have. So it'll say, what is the main idea of this passage, colon, according to the author, colon. And what follows will be your list of 3 to 5 choices. Some things you should know about the test include the reading section is always 32 to 40 minutes long. There will be 3 to 5 response options. Text will be up to 110 words, and there will only be 2 or 3 of these on the test. So the scoring says 1 mark for each correct answer. This is only worth 2 or 3 marks. If you don't know the answer, you're going to have to guess. Allow yourself 2 minutes maximum to complete this task. You don't want to go too long with this task because it's not worth a great deal. It's only worth 2 or 3. So you should be able to get the correct answer within 2 minutes and then go on to the next task. This is example 1. You should pause your screen now. I'll give you a moment to do so, and then we'll give you the answer in a moment. So the prompt for this answer is asking you what can be inferred from the text, and then it gives you Brazilian cooking, colon. And the correct answer is mixes many different types of foods. You can arrive at this answer in different ways. You might just read the text and understand the answer, but you can also do it by elimination. It never really mentions European flavors, so that can be eliminated immediately too. When it talks about Portuguese cooking, it says some dishes are like Portuguese dishes. Not all of them. So part of the Brazilian cuisine is going to be this way. The last one says it's not very interesting, and that's not mentioned at all. Actually, the opposite is mentioned. It says gives their dishes their special delicious taste. So the only possible answer really by elimination would be B, mixes many different types of foods. Here is example 2. You should pause your screen for a minute or so, and then I'll come back with the answer. For example 2, perhaps the quickest way to get to the answer would be to scan looking for the names of Claude Rains and Basil Rathbone, and that would show up in the very last sentence of the text. As the bad guys, Claude Rains and Basil Rathbone give wonderful performances of ugly behavior, and that answers to the only answer you have, good at acting like bad guys. It never says anything about them being not good looking, if you care to eliminate. They don't mention that they're not as talented as Errol Flynn. Also, they do not mention that they're problem-making actors because they behave poorly. That's there as kind of a distractor. The only possible answer you could have here would be, according to the author, Claude Rains and Basil Rathbone are good at acting like bad guys. This is the third and final example. Again, I would suggest that you pause the screen now, wait a minute, and I'll come back with the answer. So for example 3, the prompt asks you, the purpose of the text is to illustrate, and then you have your choices, A, B, C, D. Now here, you're going to be asked, basically, when they ask you what does it illustrate, you're going to have to read the whole text and try and understand the gist of what's going on. In this sort of prompt, usually the answers, like A, speeches and families, that's too specific. Or like D, the typical choices made by students, that's too general. And then you'll probably get a misleading one or something that's related but it doesn't quite fit, like student frustration and happiness. Though they talk about problems in the last sentence, it doesn't really fit at all. So the only possible answer here, because they're using similar words or different suffix forms for the same root, like graduating class, graduation ceremony, and of course the other underlined bit here, completed during 4 years of high school. So if you have a sense of high school and there's enough keywords in here for you to pick up on, the only possible answer would be a graduation ceremony. In conclusion, you might think that the examples I gave you were pretty easy, but they're not. Necessarily for this test, this part of the test, multiple choice single answer, they're going to cut to the chase pretty quickly with you. They're going to give you the prompt and you got to know how to handle it. You should be out of there in 2 minutes. They're not difficult. Some things you can do to help yourself is to know what a paragraph is, to know that you're reading a topic sentence, to know that this is a support sentence, and to know what an example is. That'll help you cut up the text quite quickly for whatever type of prompt they're going to ask you. So you have to be aware of the different prompt types. Remember to read the prompt carefully, scan the text if you're going to look for key words if necessary. Sometimes you're reading for the gist. Choose the appropriate answer. There's only one correct answer. Multiple choice, single answer. Best wishes, good luck. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe. We always have to ask you that here. Thank you very much. You can follow MJG Education on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or Tumblr. We'll be updating that constantly, as with our homepage. We specialize in tutorials for the time being, as our website is being developed. So tutorials in reading, writing, listening, and speaking. We also do lots of mock tests that include feedback, oral feedback, if we do them through Zoom, and of course you'll get feedback in a written form as well. We like to emphasize too that we're a Canadian company. You can save 35% if you're dealing with companies that charge you in US dollars. By all means, come back and check us out. We'll save you a fortune. Anyways, thank you very much and have a nice day wherever you are.